Okay, so I'm finally here with Casey. I'm gonna make a customized dress. What is the process like?
Before we go that, I'll usually ask the brides, what's your dream gown?
I generally like gowns that are in lace, or if it's in a softer material, even if it's like a silk or chiffon. I like gowns that are a bit more modest. I don't have a dream gown, but I have like a nightmare gown. So like, there are certain gowns that I just don't want. I know I don't want a strapless gown. I don't want a mermaid gown. I don't want a shiny gown, meaning no, like, I want the material to be like, we have sheen. Casey looks very stressed now.
No. Why you say that you don't want mermaid gowns?
So my body is like that. So the front looks like that. Then the side also looks like that when I wear a mermaid gown. You know, it's supposed to look like that. It doesn't look like that when I wear it. The other problem is, it's very tight. Like, I would prefer like for it not to be so super tight. I've worn, you know, so many gowns for all the bridal shoots I've done, and then the ones that are very fitted, very uncomfortable.
I guess it's how we actually cut that, you know, how we actually cut that, because usually those gowns that you tried, I mean, like you tried some mermaid gowns before, because that is actually just off the rack, because off the rack, the cutting is quite standard, you know, like let's say we do size 4 and then the cut could be just drop here and then it doesn't suit you. I mean, lace usually we do like mermaid is nice, or just like a simple A-line.
A-line I'm okay.
Yeah, so that's why I see with your church wedding, when you march in with that A-line gowns, it's not very grand enough. It's not grand enough. Okay. This is what.
Not so grand. How about A-line with a train? Does that work?
The train cannot. It will not be too long, because if you want to have a long train, I mean, either when you go mermaid and then go flare at the bottom, then you can have a very long. But if it's A-line, you know, like you can go like the most is just like a small cathedral train.
Yeah, so okay, I'm open to having a train. I did go to a church wedding last weekend. It was a long aisle, and the bride walked with a really long train, and it looked quite gorgeous lah.
What we can do is like you can have a long veil instead.
Yeah, actually that's quite nice.
You can have a long veil, because if you're having a church wedding, I think a long veil, I think is always nice to march in.
That's a good
so because after marching, when you remove the veil, then your dress will not be so heavy. Yeah, so that's an alternative that you can actually.
That's a great idea.
And second, I will always like ask the brides about, as I say, the theme, because I think the venues and things like that, the themes actually had to be factored in as well, the dress. Because if you're having a big ball gown, you need to have like a big ballroom, and when you march in, you know, then everybody can look at you, you know, this, how grand is it? Or the other way is, let's say you're having in a big ballroom that can actually, or you're inviting, let's say, 100 tables. Okay, and then you just want to wear like a simple A gowns that without train and things like that. Then people thought, it doesn't make a statement. It doesn't have the impact there.
Mine is a church wedding. The church is very small. It's also very old.
And then for church as well, I will always ask like, how long is the aisle?
So you make sure that the train like flows
nicely. Like when I mentioned just now about the church, if you have 90 degrees turn, you know, so
if
let's say you're having a long train and then you walk halfway, then,
Actually, that happened to me at some bridal show.
Yeah,
the veil got stuck at the edge of the stage. How about like for materials? I mean, you asked me what I like. Is there a specific material you recommend to a specific kind of bride?
If let's say, for example, like for brides that's more towards to petite size, very skinny, and I will not ask them to wear something that is too heavy. Instead, I will give them something that is a bit more light. And then when use the material that they can create some bodies on their, you know, the gowns. So it's a bit more like you can do a bit like ruching and things like that, so that you give them a bit more volume. Okay, so I guess what you're saying is that the different silhouettes of the dress, it can be tailored to different body types. Exactly.
So you just must find a good designer and get the fit right. The point again is for brides, please try to know your body and think about like which are your best areas and which are the areas maybe that are not so nice. So that's basically the process, I guess. So now it's time to the fun part. I get to try on some gowns. Okay, so hope that helped you with your wedding prep. And you know, if you like the episode, make sure you give me a thumbs up below. I will catch you soon on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. See ya.